What's up, everybody? Justin with the Real Alaska Podcast and
Tyler Booger. What's going on, everybody?
we had to talk at the intro.
Sorry, I got excited.
We're here with Stephanie with
Hi.
Sugar Babes.
Hello.
So, first off, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This
Yeah.
is exciting. This is my first ever podcast.
Well, yay!
Yay!
Welcome to the show. Glad we can come on. So, I guess really we are all about Alaska business, hence the podcast. So, just give us a quick little snapshot of kind of like what you do, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I make sugar, which is like an all-natural alternative to waxing. So like everybody knows what hair removal is. Everybody knows like, oh, they pull out a strip or it hardens on its own and they rip it off, right?
Right.
So it's completely opposite. It's like a little taffy, basically like a silly putty, imagine. And you get one little ball, and I use that for like your entire Brazilian area, or like one really big ball and do like a back or full leg. It's all natural. It's just sugar, lemon juice, and water. Like I could literally just go on and on and on, but we have a little saying at our business that we use at the salon that is, once you go sugar, you never go wax.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's not
I'll
like
be
that's...
fair, I've never done either, so
You should try it.
Yeah, you guys should try it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You tried the
I'm gonna
O's,
get
you know,
waxed.
like you're trying everything
Oh, man,
else. Everyone's got hair.
Haven't you seen that
It's
scene on
factual.
40-Year-Old Virgin?
I have.
That-
I
Yes.
feel like that's gonna be me.
She's not pulling these...
It just sits up with just the smiley face. That's 100% what I'm picturing right now.
We can give you a man-o'-lantern if you want. Halloween is right around the corner.
Man-o'-lantern, that's hilarious.
Yes.
There's even a saying for it. Now I'm really scared. That's a
Some
fact. There's a name.
manscaping, like
Yeah.
a manzillion if you want, you know?
Nice, nice.
Oh man, this sounds above my pay grade here.
How long have you been doing it?
Gosh, almost 10 years now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What got you into starting your own business?
It wasn't anything that I had anticipated. I did hair for a couple years, went back to school. There's separate licenses up here, and was like, oh, it's gonna take 3 months to learn how to like finish ripping hair out instead of cutting it off. I like doing it way more.
Right.
So I actually started working just for a small company and was doing a lot of like brow services, and that's actually where we took a sugar class. And like 3 years down the road, left the business, and up here it's kind of like you either go work for somebody or you have to work for yourself. So I kind of bit the bullet and was like, okay, I guess I'm going to work for myself. And realized the sugar class that we took, the business itself was certified, but we as the estheticians and her employees never got a certification. So when I like reached out to the lady, she actually never got back to me, the certificate person who came and did our class. So I don't know what egged me on to do it, honestly, but one day it was like, you know what? They taught us about this in school. I'm going to learn how to do it. And just cried so many tears, wasted a lot of sugar and lemon juice, and just literally was standing over a stove for like hours on end, figured out how to make it, and started like using it on my clients, and everybody was obsessed, and that just kind of made it grow from there.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's almost like every entrepreneur is like, well, didn't really think I was gonna start this,
Nope.
and then
It just kind of falls
Absolutely
into your lap
not.
sometimes.
It
Yeah.
does. It really does. And I mean, we have a full salon now. I met up with my business partner, you know, a year down the road, and she had stopped sugaring for the same reason, got her hooked back into it. All of her clients got hooked into it. And when we opened our own business together, it just kind of became like, okay, we're not going to put wax in the rooms. We're only going to sugar people. And if they're going to come back, that's all they're going to get.
Yeah.
And that it's been almost 5 years now.
Wow.
We have 2 employees now. We are Alaska's only sugar-only business. We do not offer any wax services from the neck down. So if you want your eyebrows waxed, we will do that, but we don't wax anything on the body at all.
Cool. Where are you guys located?
We are right off of International and Tudor over on 639 West International, like right next to Tazai. Look for Beauty Culture. We have a cute little lemon as our open sign.
That's cool.
Always lit up in cute little yellow color.
We should know where this is. We
You
go to
should know where
Tozai
it
all the
is.
time.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
those.
so
They're
we're
so
right
good.
there.
Yeah.
We're right
We're
there, y'all.
We're there a lot.
Yeah, we're literally like three steps down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You want to go on a mandate?
Yeah, pop in, get your bag, test sugar.
Go
Let's
have
get
some
a little
Tozai.
video footage.
Yeah, for sure. That's super cool.
I feel like we need a different podcast.
That's after hours. After hours. Yeah.
Well, awesome. So, are you? So it sounds like you're not from here.
No,
Where are you from?
born and raised in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. What brought you to Alaska?
On my dad's job.
Okay.
I finished high school here.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
What brought him here?
He's a CPA of all things. Honestly, just a lot of like small native corporations were a huge Indian reservation back
Right.
in Oklahoma, and they had some kind of tie with the corporation he was working for, and he seized the opportunity of like, oh, people would love to come to Alaska. People spend thousands of dollars to come
Yeah.
up here. It's
Yes.
once in a lifetime opportunity. So like up we came.
Like the standard response of like, hey, how'd you come to Alaska is like healthcare, oil, military.
It's like CPA.
This is 100%
Yeah.
the first time.
It is. I
in my
know.
lifetime.
It's like the weirdest story to tell.
It's like, CPA. I was like, wait, what?
yeah.
Like,
Very helpful though, owning
Yeah.
a business. Let me
right?
say,
No
it's
kidding.
actually been really helpful.
He's probably able to line you out like real quick.
Oh, I could not answer any of my questions when it comes to like my taxes, my business taxes. I'm fully taken care of. Very
Hey,
blessed.
that's
Thank
awesome.
you so much, Dad. I love you.
No kidding. Yeah, that is a well-deserved shout out for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
CPAs are worth their weight in gold.
Yeah.
So-
exactly.
Yeah.
Especially.
He's like, this is easy compared to like large corporations.
Oh yeah, he's like, you girls have nothing to worry about. It's like, this is nothing.
First time as a
Seriously.
business owner, I'm getting audited. No, you're fine. It's,
No.
you're okay.
You're good.
Yeah.
So moved to Alaska in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you graduate from?
Eagle River.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
I went to East, so no biggie.
I didn't graduate high school. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. Awesome. And then what'd you do after high school? Like, what got you into like, hair? Did you just like go immediately into like hair and all that kind of stuff?
I
And that was
did.
like the thing you wanted to do?
Yeah. When I was little, I loved like chopping my Barbie doll's hair off.
Oh.
Like so much that all my scissors got taken away from me. It was, I don't know. And there was like a program kind of like KCC down there that if you got like accepted, I would have graduated high school down there with my cosmetology license.
Right.
But obviously then we moved up to Alaska. So I
They
just
don't have
kind of, so I just kind of hopped into it. Like I said, I did that for about 2 years, and they let you wax from the neck up. As a hairdresser, at least they used to. I don't know, they've changed so many things these like in the last couple of years.
Right.
And it was fun. You're laying down, they're like, got their conditioner in their hair. Oh, I'll just wax your lip really quick. So I figured it's another 3 months to go back to school
Right.
to get your aesthetics license. Like, why not have 2 degrees?
Right.
You know, I don't have a college degree, but I have 2 licenses. So
Yeah.
there we go. And it was way more fun.
Yeah.
I just started transitioning out of it, and I never stopped. So yeah, I've been doing it for basically since I got out of high school, which was I graduated hair school in 2012.
Wow. Very cool. Awesome. Now I feel old.
It makes me feel old. I have a lot of clients asking, like, oh my gosh, so how long have you been doing this? How long have you like owned a salon? I don't like answering it anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
You get the first year or two, and then it's like people think you're inexperienced. And then once you hit like the 6-7 year mark, then you're just old. You're phased out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just a small little window where you're really cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, that's awesome. You're doing so great for being so new.
Yeah, you're so young.
Yeah, you're
You
like,
got
"Oh,
everything
yeah."
figured out.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
yeah,
know.
not really.
Yeah.
Nope, never.
Yeah.
No. As far as, so when did you guys go into business on your own salon? How long has that been?
Gosh, about 5 years.
Okay. Has it all just been just,
Sunshines and rainbows.
yeah.
No. No, it's never easy. Honestly, I feel like most of our hardship has been when it came to our build outs. That
Yeah.
was not fun. I don't think I would ever want to build a house after that. But our clients are really, really awesome and understanding. I mean, we've had multiple people come in and like our sidewalks ripped up, or we don't have plumbing.
Oh.
We didn't have sinks or like
Yeah.
countertops in our rooms at our new space for probably the first 3 months, I want to say.
Yeah.
Like it was not fun. It was very stressful.
Yeah.
But I think especially in Alaska, I've noticed they're really about small owned businesses, and I think they really enjoy being able to see all the difference that you make over those couple months.
Yep.
You know, all the changes that you do, all the things you get to start adding and get to start doing all the finishing touches. And I think they all enjoy that.
Yeah. Build
Yeah.
outs are difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
Alaskans are very much about Alaska business, especially small business. Apparently, I couldn't say especially.
Especially.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I love about Alaska. Just the people in general are very much about small business, along with just supporting local. And it's almost like they like being part of the process.
Yeah,
you know,
I think they really
and
enjoy
seeing
it.
the growth and contributing to someone's success as a business owner, right?
Yeah, they feel like a little bit like part of like the team instead of just contributing to something that they know is just a big part of a chain.
Right.
And one of the most like trademark things in Alaska is the Alaska grown hoodie. So Alaska
True.
grown, Alaska
Yeah.
businesses. Yeah, essentially the Alaskan government's gonna try to help those owners as much as possible. Yeah.
So the build out was a
Yeah.
hurdle.
Yeah.
What else were like some challenges that you guys faced that?
I mean, COVID obviously happened like kind of in the mix of it, but that was probably like the hardest thing. But when we opened back up, we were 3 times as busy as we had been before we closed down. I think just a lot of women especially realized like, okay, I don't want to go back to shaving, or I miss somebody doing my eyebrows. I want some kind of self-love or self-care that makes me feel so much better. And it's been just a huge, huge blessing. You have employees that like come and go. I think that's probably one of the hardest things. I never anticipated having employees, and it's really hard learning everybody's different levels of communication.
Yeah.
Because what I say to you and what I say to you could be the exact same sentence, but you're both going to take it totally different.
Oh yeah.
And that has, for me personally, as a business owner, that has been one of the biggest challenges, is having to learn everybody's like love languages.
Managing people is
people.
so huge.
Yeah, kind of not tiptoeing, but to a point having to make sure that like you don't necessarily hurt their feelings, because if they don't feel good about themselves, they're not going to take care of their clients, and that reflects my business. That reflects their like skill level,
Right.
and it's just a huge like downpour from there.
Yeah. Managing people is definitely challenging.
Yeah.
It's been one of my biggest like learning curves, especially.
You guys do like the fun personality tests and.
Oh, like the disc test?
Disc test. Have you done that?
No, see, I haven't even done that one. I know
Oh.
like the Myers-Briggs and like the Enneagrams. You know, like those. No.
No, just
No.
disc.
Not really.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
We just kind of like
We just
come
kinda
in,
shotgun it.
no
we just kind of
color
slap them.
testing.
We're like, all right, get to work. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, if it works, I'll take some pointers.
Yeah. No, you're definitely, the more we grow our business, it seems like we definitely learn to manage people a different way. Somebody else comes in the door and you're like, how am I supposed to manage this person? Because I've never had this type walk into my office. And you're like,
Yep.
all right. And it definitely takes a strong-willed person to understand, like, I can't talk to this person like I talk to Justin or Monique or you. Like you
Yeah.
said, it definitely is,
Yeah.
it's a struggle.
It is.
And generational too.
Yeah.
There's like different generational stuff, that's attached to that, and it's
Well, yeah, just like
challenging.
you said, the way that you were taught how to handle like emotions and talking things out, or like sweeping stuff under the rug. Like I'm surrounded by women all day, and I'm
Right.
sure y'all have noticed like women can get catty. We love to wear our emotions on our sleeves,
Yep.
and we only have 4 women between me and my business partner and our 2 employees, and that can be a lot sometimes. That can still be a lot. I don't think I would take maybe 1 more, and that would be either a receptionist or another esthetician. I don't think I could do both.
right.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is. It definitely is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my background was the fire department and police world, which is like very male dominated. So
Well, and
like,
also like more of like a military structure of like
Very
it's
much
very
so.
black and white. Your
Yes.
feelings don't necessarily, not to say they don't matter, but in a sense they don't.
right.
We're all sunshine. You expect it to be sunshine and rainbows. Like, oh, you get
Yeah.
to go like play with makeup and like
Yeah.
just sit there and play with your clients and like hang out all day. That's what a
Yep.
lot of people think that we do. And if we're not in a good mood, let me tell you, your clients for sure are gonna notice.
They can feel that energy. For
Oh
sure.
yeah, and some of them will call you out on it, and that's awkward.
Yeah.
Are you okay today?
Right.
Yeah,
You're
you're
like, how are
like,
you doing?
Oh, I was no, not at all, not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like when you're a business owner, you have this idea of like everything's so logical because you're the business owner. You're like, it's black
Yes.
and white to me because I know the business.
Because it
right?
has to be.
Yeah, and then you add feelings from like employees or clients and stuff. Now you're like, okay, I know what's logical, but how do I portray this to individuals so that the logic comes back? And it's definitely when you have multiple different personalities in the room, it can be tough.
I'm like the
Yeah.
total opposite, y'all. I'm like totally the opposite. I'm much more like feeling and emotionally driven and
Right.
very empathetic. And so I have to take the step back and be like, okay, no, you're the business owner. Sometimes their feelings cannot matter when it comes
Right.
to this situation.
Exactly.
And that's hard.
It is. It really
That's
is
hard.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, like I can feel that too because especially coming from like the first responder world, it's our job was to mitigate and show up to people's problems, right?
Yep.
And you're always being empathetic on like EMS calls or whatever because someone's all you know, you're showing up in someone's bad day, right?
Yeah.
And so you're always having to be like that kind
Like
of
their
like that
worst
shoulder,
day.
you
Yeah.
know. And then you come to the business world and you're like, oh, okay, let me, you know, give you a shoulder.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
go through the problem together. But then as a business owner, you're like sometimes like, okay, no, like this is the way it's going to be.
Yep,
Like,
check it at the door and get it figured out.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
So that is a challenge of trying to figure out like when to be that like kind of like friendly approach of like, hey, to like, okay, no,
Yeah.
I'm in charge. This is the way we're going to go. Right.
It's really difficult.
It is. Because you know you're going to, at some point, you're going to step on people's toes.
Oh, yeah,
and probably
absolutely.
hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
Right. Just by listen, like, sorry, that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Have you noticed you and your business partner ever stepping on each other's toes or getting at each other?
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's like having a sibling.
Mm-hmm.
You love hard, but you fight really hard. But I think we both have been able over the years to kind of take a step back, especially during COVID of like, you know, everybody handles it really differently. We
Right.
both got stressed out in totally different ways,
Right.
but an equal amount of stress. And I think we both were able to kind of take a step back, and we've done a lot of like business coaching together and just trying to figure out like that's why all those personality tests come in of how to communicate, how to make sure that we're both feeling heard, because if we're not on the same page, then like our business isn't going to get anywhere.
right.
And that's
Yeah.
probably one of the biggest challenges. I'm sure y'all have like gone through it, guys.
We
I'm
bump,
sure not
we
as
bump
much.
heads a lot.
Yeah, but you're gonna bump heads and having to learn to pick and choose those battles of like really having to compromise. Like you can't win every argument, and you wouldn't go into business with a partner if you wanted to win every argument. You would
Right.
have done it on your own. You know, we
Yeah.
both had gone off separately. We met each other years ago at that establishment that we learned how to sugar and everything. Worked together there for probably about 2.5 years. And then both went off on our own and just stayed in touch for probably a year, almost 2 years. And
Yeah.
it was like, okay, we missed working together. How cool would it be if we figured out a way to do it? It was just a really big blessing. Like we just kept getting doors opened, and it was just like one after the other, and it worked out. But yeah, you're gonna bump heads along the way of like, well, who's gonna drop what out of their business that they started
Right.
to come make a business together, sort of thing. That wasn't
Right.
easy.
Nope.
You know, and then picking and choosing. Well, I've been working with this for this many years. I've been working with this. Which one are we gonna go with? And you still are gonna have that. We go to trade shows all the time, and she might find something interesting that I think is really dumb, or vice versa. But we're both, you have to be willing to talk about it and be open at least
Yep.
to trying everything at least once. That's really the biggest thing, or doing research, doing a class, something similar if you're trying to find a product or something that you want to
Yeah.
add to a service.
Essentially, every business has that, like, we're going to try everything once and figure out what works before we can, like, move forward. Because
Yeah.
that's an entrepreneur. It's tried certain things that didn't work and be like, okay, come back to the drawing board and then pivot and go in another direction. We've done that a few times.
Yeah.
You have to. Yeah, you totally have to.
Well, I mean, you're always kind of like doing R&D on the back end,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, of course.
You know, of just trying to figure out the next step, the next way to grow, you know.
Anticipating it before it actually happens. trying
Yeah,
to stay ahead of
I
the
mean,
curve.
Not always
No,
going to be
sometimes
successful
you
at
fall
that.
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, ooh, didn't work out so well, right? But I mean, that's, you know, as long as you're not stuck in a rut doing the same thing over and over and over and
not
just
spinning your
you know,
wheels.
Yeah, because I mean, then you're never growing, right?
Yeah,
And if you don't
exactly.
grow, then you just kind of get left behind, right?
That's why
So-
they call it growing pains.
Literally.
It's
So
tough
weird.
It's tough
You've been waiting to just drop that nugget, haven't you?
That was a good one.
yeah, growing
He's like,
pains.
I researched it on Google this morning.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting.
You know, I have a pun. I have a pun on every cast.
You
so-
do.
so
You
I
do.
Drop that one. Yeah. No, that's
Do
awesome.
you research things beforehand?
That's
I feel
right.
Like you, that's,
It's all right here. I actually practice it
That's
in my
natural
sleep.
material.
Practice it. So what's next? Are you guys gonna try to expand? you talked about not wanting more employees, but
I mean, you have to expand to a point. So I said I would take on like one more. We have room for one more. We just moved into a bigger location in February. So we went from like a 700 square foot space to about 1,500 square foot space.
Nice.
So that's a lot more room.
Yeah.
We'll be there for at least 5 years. Like we did a build out on it and everything. So I would like to assume that's going to stay our home in a perfect world. I don't know, in 5 to 10 years, I think it'd be really cool to have like a snowbird lifestyle, this like weird Alaskan lifestyle that y'all have adapted. I think that would be fantastic to maybe go open one in somewhere super warm and sunny.
I'm like y'all.
Thank you.
yeah.
Oh, I would go back home in a heartbeat if I
I was
could.
like, man, I'm still waiting for. I got a snowbird too. So if you find the solution, let me draw us a
That's
picture.
my solution. That's my solution. I'm from a college
know.
town, you know, so
Yeah.
I don't think it would be hard to like open up a little location
Mm-hmm.
there and kind of establish it. Keeping it smaller, I think, is going to be the biggest key. I'm
Yeah.
not trying, we don't need like 10 to 20 employees.
Right.
We worked somewhere that had like 3 locations. And it in together was like 25, 30 women that you're trying to intermingle
lot.
and like bounce around between all those locations. And it was not fun. It was a lot. It
That
was like a
sounds stressful.
sorority, I would say. None of us ever went to college, but that was like a full sorority experience, let me tell you.
that sounds
I'm like trying to picture this in my head. I'm like, nope.
It was a lot. Yeah.
You said 25. I'm like, oh, that's,
It's a lot.
That-
and then you got all your clients on top of it.
yeah. There's
yeah.
a lot of personalities in
Yes,
that room.
it was.
There's a reason why I'm not an esthetician
Mm-hmm.
or own a beauty salon. But that's okay. Well, I guess so the build out, you said was a challenge.
Yeah.
Managing people.
Yeah.
What else has been like one of those kind of like business hurdle
I mean,
things
like,
that's
yeah.
been taking some time to.
Like I'll say, like butting heads with like your partner, that's
Yeah.
hard. I would say just like establishing it. I feel like we're still so young and just moving into a bigger location. I feel like we're honestly starting from scratch all over again.
Right.
Of, like now we have all this extra room. We have a whole nother room to do all these other services. Like, do we want to add a different service? Do we want to still like hone in on our niche and just keep it the way it is? Social media is always a really big challenge. We get
Yeah.
in huge lulls, and sometimes you get material like day after day, and you're like, oh, perfect, here's like a couple months, and then you're like dead silent for
Right.
another month or 2 months, and
Yeah.
that's really hard as well, because it's so important. It's so popular. It's a big way that we gained a lot of business when we
Yeah.
first started. It was just running Instagram ads and literally posting sugar videos like all day, every day.
Yeah.
We have a couple that went viral on TikTok.
I was
no big
just
deal. No big deal.
gonna say I
No big
have
deal.
being a guy, I've been scrolling through TikTok and I'll see like sugar waxing and I'll just
Yeah.
like stare at and
It's
watch them.
it's interesting, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is very interesting.
Well, I'll stare at it with like this cringe face of like,
There's
I
something
feel like you're
so
working
satisfying.
it up. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, it's not gross.
Well,
it's your body hair.
no, I mean
No body hair
not
shame.
gross as in pain. I'm thinking pain, right? Not
Not
gross.
gross.
Yeah.
Like I'm just
Yeah.
thinking like, that really looks uncomfortable.
It can, but one, sugar is less painful.
See?
So there's a positive right there. And 2, when you are consistent with it, it's just like way less painful over time and over time. I mean, she comes in every 2 weeks to get her brows done, and it's therapeutic for her. It's not like it's painful.
And my nose, Justin.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Just I don't know.
You should do it. I'm gonna do it with you. Let's
Y'all
do
should
it.
really come in. You really should. If you sacrifice your body hair for the purpose of an experience and probably social media, because why not?
Bet.
We would absolutely
for
love
sure.
it. Obviously on the house. But, you can't, I mean, like you said, you guys have tried all these other businesses and, like, what they offer. It's only fair that you come in and try what we do.
All right. Guess we're getting
think that's
sugared
fair.
up, bruh.
It's got the pony up here.
I'll set it up for you guys.
Like,
Thank you.
She'll make it so easy.
She already runs our calendar, so
Yeah,
it's
there
fine.
you go. You'll just look one day and have, like, appointment, beauty culture.
I'm gonna be looking and be
is
like,
it getting hot in here? I'm starting to sweat.
what's going on
Just
under
getting-
there?
It's a
Just
great
getting
time.
nervous here.
It is a great time.
Yeah.
Putting me on the spot on on a podcast and it's gonna be on video. I'm like, man, is my face getting red? Is it like cherry yet?
Yeah, but then think you'll be the next video he's scrolling through TikTok and he'll be like, oh my gosh, that looks pretty familiar.
Yeah.
Wait, I know that body hair.
Yeah.
There's Justin's hairy ass. Freaking Chewbacca over here.
We can do your butt if you like.
Now we're talking. Yeah. This is going viral for sure.
This is taking away. I knew this was going to take an approach.
I see why Monique scheduled this now.
100%. She went from talking in business to now waxing Justin's ass. Sorry, sugaring Justin's ass.
Yes,
That sounds a lot
we
more.
definitely want to sugar it 1,000%. It'll come back so smooth though.
Yeah.
It's not gonna itch. It'll be so baby smooth. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, but no one sees that.
Okay.
Wait, what? Wait a minute. What did you say?
What did he say?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, for sure. I definitely think that would be fun.
Okay, I'm in. I'll try it.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
You could end up making a whole podcast just of y'all recording yourselves going through the experience of getting
We
sugared.
do have a YouTube channel, so.
I'm just saying,
yeah.
there's many ideas right there for you. Just a tiny sacrifice of your body hair and maybe a tiny bit of pain. It's okay.
See, this is gonna see. We have
It's
we
okay.
do have a YouTube channel, and I'm sure my video guys will create a short of this tiny little 1 minute conversation right here.
Yeah.
So,
Don't worry, I'll put it on Facebook and make sure people vote that it happens.
I'm sure Facebook Live will be a spot where it's probably most likely going to go.
You can
I'm
do
here
anything
for
for
it.
10 seconds.
10 minutes maybe.
I'm going to leave that one.
Please.
Softball.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to swing in that one.
Yeah, we're gonna let that one strike out. Yeah, so I guess we're getting sugared up.
Yes.
Are you
Yeah.
excited?
Yes.
I did not realize this is where this was going to go.
Yeah.
I'm just,
It really is only fair.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
I totally agree.
It really is only fair. You can't sit here and ask all about this really awesome product
It's
and
true.
then try to explain it and answer a question that maybe somebody has after this comes out. And you're like, oh, I have
Yeah.
no idea. I've never seen it. I've never tried it.
Yeah.
But
Right.
you should check it out.
yeah, you should 100%
Nobody's
check it
going to
out.
trust that.
Yeah, so that means we have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
It's like the oatmeal. It's like the
What?
Jeez, I'm brain farting. With
Megan stuff?
Megan stuff.
Yeah, elevated.
Elevated oats.
Yeah, she brought on the show, but
I did try it
Stephanie
on the
says
show.
we have to come to the salon.
Well, at least we're not doing the sugaring on the show.
that would have been weird.
But
I mean, it would have been a little weird to just have you up here on this table and be
just,
like,
yeah.
not necessarily
that's a-
sanitary.
That's a different streaming platform. Yes.
Rabbit holes.
All right,
There we
so
go.
back to the business side of it, guys. What have you learned? Like, what was your highest? Like, if you were to go do it again, what would you do different?
Well, that's a good question.
I don't like that question though, because if I did anything different, I wouldn't be exactly where I am right now.
Perfect answer.
Like it.
So as much as I may have had like a lot of struggles, and I mean, waking up at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, y'all to go pour out a batch of sugar, and like the mixer broke, or it didn't heat up all the way, or it's not the right consistency when you pour it out and you need it the next morning.
Right.
Like sobbing hysterically, I would do all of it 1,000% over again because it's gotten me exactly where I am.
Do you guys make it the same day?
I'm the only one who makes it. So there's Sugar Babes, and then there's our salon that's Beauty Culture Alaska. And Beauty Culture is what my business partner, Hannah, and I own together.
Okay.
And Sugar Babes is my own business. I make all the sugar. I can it. I source it myself. It's made in Alaska certified, and that's 100% me.
That's
So I usually, the mixer that I use right now to fill... Okay, this is so embarrassing. I'm so sorry, Dad. I'm really bad with numbers. What is 14 times 5? The fact that she even had to pull her phone out makes me feel a lot better.
14 times. Well, I mean,
Let's see if you can do it faster. 70.
70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. Wanted to make sure that was right, though, and not just, like, embarrass myself. So to get, like, 70 ounces of sugar, it will take me about, like, 8 hours to make a batch. So usually I'll start it and then go to bed. Or, like, start at, like, 8, 9 o'clock, wake up at, like, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, depending on what time I start it, pour it out, let it cool completely, because that's how I test it, is I literally hand test every batch, make sure that it's the right consistency, put it in the cans, and then I'll take it to our salon. Sometimes it's the same day. Sometimes I'll make a ton and we'll be
Right.
on top of it. We do a lot of brow services as well. So just depending. Some days we do nothing but body services, and some days I'll have only one Brazilian and all brows. So it just kind of fluctuates.
It depends on your services that
Yeah.
day or that week.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. I'm ready to get sugared up.
I think y'all are gonna find it very fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. Look us up on TikTok. Like I said, it's
gonna
really
have to.
cool to watch. It's really cool.
Yeah. I feel
Oh, I'm probably gonna be watching a lot of videos before I go in.
Yeah.
He's gonna hype
Yeah, we
himself
have
up.
a ton on our Instagram too. That's like us doing. I mean, we even have a couple of like people who are brave enough to let us get a couple of videos of part of their Brazilian. Because it's every shape and size. Like, people don't think
Right.
that they can get it done, or like, oh, my hair's not like the right kind of hair or whatever. It will get anything. It'll work on any body type, everybody.
Are you selling it like outside of the salon?
I do train other estheticians. They have to be already licensed, just so that way they kind of understand like what their sanitation like expectations are. They kind of already have an idea as to the hair growth cycles
Right.
and the method of pulling hair out. And I'll sell it to them if they want to buy it after they like come take a test, either like test out and show me they know how to use sugar, or they do like a full day of testing with me. My goal, like you said, one of the other goals, like to go to a trade show and have like a full booth and
That'd
just
be
teach
cool.
classes and
Yeah.
like show people about
Yeah.
it. It's a really awesome product, and not a lot of people offer it. Not a lot of people do it. There's not a lot of other companies out there. There are some really awesome sugar companies, but they're not very like well known. They're not very talked about. Not a lot of estheticians seem to stick with it because it is quite a bit harder
Right.
compared to the traditional waxing method. But everything about it is better, and your clients, as soon as they get it, they're not going to want to go back to waxing.
Boom.
Sounds awesome.
So you've
Boom.
never
I
had
mean, it
either,
sounds
so
like-
you're just
yeah.
starting with the best way to go about it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I got waxed one time.
What did you get waxed?
My back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My
This will
back.
be yeah.
Yeah.
This will be a fun comparison.
Yeah, for sure. It was like seriously getting my back wax was a great experience.
I love this. He's
Yeah.
already excited. You seriously still look terrified. I'm not gonna lie. It is
was like,
all over your face of like,
huh.
I can't believe I just signed up for this.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
After
When
it
in,
happens-
Rome or Anchorage, Alaska, I don't know.
After it happens, you're gonna forget about it, and then it's gonna start growing back, and you're gonna be like,
It is gonna start irritating
yeah,
you.
you're gonna be like, man, I need to go take care of this.
I didn't realize how bad it was until
Yeah.
it came back. That'll be you.
I'm not that hairy in the back.
Dude, we're going to Vegas.
We can do
soon.
your
We got-
chest, you know? You can do whatever.
That-
We can do whatever.
See, that's where I'm taking 40-year-old
Oh.
virgin. Just like
We're gonna have to have the editor post the picture of you and me at Levi's birthday. Where were we at? You remember the picture?
the
Why do
H2 Oasis.
Yeah, we have this picture of me and Justin standing there at H2 Oasis, and he looks like Chewbacca next to me. So cue that picture.
It's like, it's so perfect. It's just asking to be removed.
Yep. Yeah.
It's begging. It's
It
like,
is. It's like, please take me.
Yeah.
It's
So
just,
that-
4 million hairs. It's, oh my God, I need to
I
leave.
feel
The
like
fabulous thing is it will
like
grow
there's more.
back
Right.
if you want it to. And you don't have to commit to doing it all the time.
just you got to do it
But
for
for
the
the
gram.
sake of your
You gotta do it
business and for the gram.
I feel
the
like this is just a
TikTok.
lot of like a full podcast of peer pressure right now.
That's okay. There is such a thing as positive peer pressure.
Yeah, this is positive. You know, you're gonna look all fancy at the pool.
I
and
have
the-
committed. I have committed to doing this.
All right,
Love it.
love it.
So
Perfect.
Okay, don't talk about it anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
he'll
already
change
done.
his mind.
Done.
I won't change my mind. I'm committed.
All right,
So one question that we like to ask
we ask a lot, but
on every person on our podcast is, what are 5 lessons you've learned as an entrepreneur
As an entrepreneur,
that you can give to like someone looking to create their own business?
as soon as you want to give up, you're that much closer to actually figuring it out. So keep going.
That's a good one.
I love that one.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. It's okay to cry and get really, really frustrated, but you can't sit in that feeling. You have to keep going because literally your business depends on it, and that's your livelihood. Oh, this is a hard one. These are good. Hire a CPA,
Yes.
Or just have one in your
or just
family.
Yes.
be lucky and have one in your family that's willing to help you out.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
But that is a very serious lesson.
No,
I
that
think,
is
I think if
tremendously
we,
a big lesson.
realizing and sitting down, the bigger that we've gotten and how much that he actually does when it comes to like payroll and our taxes, and especially like during COVID, he was like so on top of like all those small business loan applications and just like doing everything he possibly could to make sure our girls were taken care of. That was really awesome. Nothing I would have thought of, that's for sure, or have been able to figure out easily. I feel like have fun. Really, really try to keep it like lighthearted in the business. Like, yes, it is a business, but when you have employees, like you have to keep it fun for them, or they're not going to want to come back. If it just becomes like a black and white same thing every single day, they're going to get bored, and that's why people start leaving.
Yeah, exactly. Employee retention is a big one.
Yeah,
trying to keep things like, I think that's why most entrepreneurs get into the entrepreneurial space, is because every day is different.
Yes. Yeah,
Breaks
and they want it to be different. You know, you can have some really, really awesome employees that don't want the burden of having to run their own business. But if you don't give them incentives and you don't keep it fun for them and you don't give them things to work towards, they're going to get bored and they're going to go somewhere else.
Right.
So that was a very good lesson.
Okay. Last one.
Last one's a banger. Let's hear it.
Man. I feel like my first one was the best one.
That's
Started off with a banger.
I did. I can't end with another one, I don't think. I don't think I can. Gosh.
It's like Jeopardy over here.
It is like Jeopardy. I feel, be really careful and cautious with like the people that you pick, because you're around them more than your family.
That is a
like
banger.
I've been really, really lucky. With all the girls, we've had 2 employees like come and go, and we still are really close with them, wish them nothing but the best. And I think that speaks really highly. I'm sure y'all have worked somewhere that when you leave, it's like the worst experience. You get X'd out. You never hear from any of those coworkers again and stuff. But I feel like we've really kept a good repertoire with everybody.
Yes.
And I think that speaks highly of it. You're looking pretty guilty over there.
Oh, no, I'm not. It's
not us.
Yeah. I'm just
but
like,
exactly, all of us have worked somewhere that
100%,
it's hard and awkward to leave, and it sucks.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, that's great advice. It's definitely.
So you started with a banger and you ended it with a banger.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
That was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It's almost as much pressure as getting pressure to go.
You're not getting pressured, dude. You're just doing
Sugar yourself. I'm just teasing you.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, and you have a beautiful family, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
They're staring in the
pretty
window.
darn cute.
Everybody act
Well, that's our
natural.
uncle. That's Uncle Kyle.
Yeah.
He's the greatest in the world.
Nice.
Yeah, very hands-on.
Yeah.
That's not a business lesson, but a good life lesson. It takes a village.
It does.
Don't know if y'all have kids, but
yes.
good Lord, does it take a village? Get yourself a good one.
There's the other banger. I mean, essentially, we all want to strive to build our businesses up and whatnot, but you also have to find time for family and keep in your personal life and balance.
Finding business partners and employees that understand and like can appreciate that. And understand that sometimes, some days, like your family is going to have to come first, no matter how hard you need to be there for your business. Like it happens some days.
It does. Yeah, that's having that tribe / support system / like, people to depend on is super important as a business owner, right?
Yeah.
Well, before we get off, do you want to kind of give some shout outs to anyone, or like where people can find you, where like on socials you guys are?
Well, she's on TikTok.
Yeah. So we're, I already shouted out my dad. Good old Kyle there got a shout out too. So thanks to both of them. Yes, find our business page on Instagram. We're at Beauty Culture Alaska. We are on TikTok as well under just Beauty Culture Alaska. Give us a follow. Look at all the videos, both of y'all as well.
Okay.
We're over, like I said, off of International, right next to Tazai and like Cosmoprof, like the ASPCA. Really easy spot. So that's going to be the best way. We are by appointment only. So visiting our website at beautyculturealaska.com is going to be the best way to find our prices, all of our availabilities, and what our hours are.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for showing up.
Yeah,
and
thanks
Thank
for
you
coming
so
on.
much.
And
This was
pressuring
fun.
Justin
Good time.
into a sugar.
I know. I'm so excited to see y'all's name pop up on my schedule. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
I'm
it.
anticipating somebody coming in as well for some good video footage.
Oh, I
I'll
can
be
almost guarantee that's going to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I'll
going to be a great time.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up. Thank you.
Thanks again
Thank
for coming
you.
on.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Everybody.
Peace.